And it ended Manchester United 0, West Ham 2. Who are we? Manchester United. Now, how did that happen? I'll tell you. It's a Manchester United performance we have come to know. I know Manchester United fans all over the world, even though you are hot, you cannot disagree with me that we have seen this happen several times already, not to get angry. Now, the excuse would be to say they are preparing for the Europa final, but it's really not an excuse because they have lost over 10 games this season at Old Trafford. In fact, Old Trafford has been a pressure box for this team, like I've said over and over again, and today was no different. The game started differently. I thought in the first few minutes of the game we pressed them so deep, we had possession, we were hitting the ball so fast. But one thing was missing, and even the manager mentioned it at the end of the game: cutting edge. I thought Amas had several times he could have delivered the crossing into the 18. Instead, he took the ball back to Bruno Fernandes. It was almost like they were all waiting for Bruno Fernandes to be the only one to give the assist. Ahmad had a nice performance, but something was missing today. And though we started the game great, immediately those high transitions from West Ham started happening with Bowen and Kudus. There was a problem for us. And then they went ahead from that goal from Soucek, and it became even tougher for us today. Now you have to understand, the team that we fielded today was a strong enough team to play this game. It felt like we were going to be able to compete today, but somehow we lost the game 2-0. Now, I'm going to say this, I have watched this Manchester United for the longest time, and even though it's easier and a lot of fans would say blame Ruben Amorim, the problem has always been deeper than the manager. I thought even when Erik ten Hag, yes, the job overwhelmed the manager at some point, but Erik ten Hag was never the issue. And I'm not even going to say the players are the issue because somebody bought these players. Manchester United has been the issue. The culture has been the issue. Now, if you follow what happened with Arteta and Arsenal, you will see they had to change the culture. And Arsenal are not a big team as Manchester United. Manchester United is a total different beast from Arsenal. So it's going to take 2 times the work to get Manchester United to where we need to be. And not a lot of fans want to hear this. Everybody wants a quick fix. But there's no quick fix. Our matches, it goes down to mentality at the end of the day. The manager also mentioned it at the end of the day. The mentality of the players, it plays a large role in these games. It's, for me, the analogy I will give you is one of those ones when a very wealthy father, he leaves inheritance to a son that cannot live up to the expectation. It's not every time you have a child that lives up or even does more than the father. Now, over the years, we have had this struggle. But for the first time, I really feel we are starting to build. Since we had Ineos in place, now we have a new manager. For the first time, we have a genuine chance at going in a planned direction to success. I've always believed that the Glazers, they did not have any plan. It was a business to them. They look at the papers and say, this is what is going to bring in profit. But Ineos, for me, are focused on going forward. And yes, it looks bleak because we're sitting 16th on the table, just ahead of Tottenham, and sometimes I'm thinking in my head, how has Tottenham been worse than us this season? Because they even defeated us home and away, I think. But so far, if you look at the Premier League table, you'll be depressed as a Manchester United fan. Of course, you should be. But one thing that I would not like to hear is the Ruben Amorim out. There's no excuse. I'm not going to give him any excuses. The excuse is there for you to see. If you watch the Manchester United games, you will see the errors that lead to goals are individual errors. You will see that we don't have an attacker. Højlund, I know, is suffering confidence issues, and he even have opportunities today. In a separate, different club, say Højlund was still in Atlanta, he will be finishing the goals, the opportunity he's having in Manchester United. But this club, there's just something. It is far harder to fix things that you can't grab. Mentality is not a problem you pick, then you change something inside and it's better. You need to keep on fixing and trying until something works. Right now, it is not working the way the manager would want. Right now, we don't have that quick fix that we all want. We want Manchester United to be competing and all that. But this match is a clear example that we need more than flashy players. We need to build a foundation. Like, I saw an argument about Bruno Fernandes. Would I take £150 million for Bruno Fernandes? I say no to it. You know why? Bruno Fernandes is the foundation on everything Manchester United will be built. He is the only replica of what we used to have as a Manchester United player. He has the leadership, the fight. If you see our players today, Garnacho, they drop shoulder when the match is not going well. They don't fight for every ball. They are not quick to control the ball. Like Ugate's mistake today was the one that led to the second goal. We need better players to create what we need to do. The manager's style, in order for it to work, we don't need players that will be second guessing, because that was what was happening during today's match. A lot of second guessing that was happening, and this should not happen. Now, the saddest part of the game was the Jarrod injury in the 52nd minute. That was a bad one, especially the fact that we have a Europa final to play. And I also saw people damning the manager for putting Jarrod. You have to understand that nobody knows the day that is going to go wrong. We could have left him to the Chelsea game and he will still get injured. The thing about most of you fans is you will blame the manager either way decisions he makes, whatever way he takes the blame. But be empathetic and reasonable. Jarrod would have played this match or the next match. We don't know. But he played today and he got an injury. We can only hope the injury is not a bad one. But if you saw the video, you would understand he might be out of the season and we have to deal with it and move forward. We have enough players to play the game against Tottenham. Jarrod missing will not be an excuse for us not to win the game against Tottenham. Overall today, the performance was disappointing. We cannot hide around the excuse that we're preparing for you. It has nothing to do with that. The manager has said it over time that as Manchester United, every match counts. You can't lose some. That is how Manchester United got the prestige they have today. That is how we have the clout we have today, because we won games even though it felt it wasn't important. We were always winners. We were winners. And to build that culture, to build that mentality, is going to take more than signing players. It's going to take the coaching team and the players. The rhythm has to meet. And I feel Ruben Amorim is the right man to take us forward. Not a lot of people think that because we are currently 16th in the table. But I think I believe something deeply in my head that if you want to move forward in life, sometimes you have to go to the lowest point. And for me, 17th, 16th, you have to touch rock bottom to live back to progress. So let me just hope I am right, because I think that is what is happening to us now. I wanted to come at the end of the season, but he took the job. So while we are complaining about this could be happening next season. I wish he took the job, this coming season, but he took it ahead of time. So from my perspective, I think we are already steps ahead because he came earlier. We have bashed the manager now. It's a very good thing we know the manager is not going to be sacked, even finishing 16th or 17th. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we don't perform like this next season. Shameful performance, horrible performance. Now we're going up next to Chelsea. These are no excuses. It's just part and parcel of life. This is the lowest point we have ever gotten. Now it's time to touch rock bottom and take our lead back. I am very excited for next season, but still we have to play the games we have left for this season. So we're going off to Old Trafford, to Stamford Bridge next. I really hope I don't want to lose against Chelsea. I'm really hoping that, I know the manager is going to definitely rest players, but I'm really hoping the team that features that day at least can come up or come out of that game with a draw.